Shalom. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh Basham Yahweh Basham Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere King. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Basham Kwadash. All praises and glory is due, especially in the times that we're in. And I'm just meditating on the current events and everything that's going on in the world right now, with all the you know fear mongering and doom and gloom that's on the media, which of course is rightfully so, because that is the time that we're in, right? Remember when Trump came out and was talking about some, you will not allow ourselves to be scared by some prophets of doom, right? And now those prophets of doom have been right, 100% straight to the, basically straight on the money with everything that's going on right now in the world, right? Because all this fear mongering you're seeing in the media, oh, World War III may start. Really, World War III has already started, because you already have so many different nations involved in these conflicts, right? Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, Iran, America, and the different European nations that are providing artillery and military support to both Ukraine and Iran. China also, well, they wanted to provide support, but they didn't really. But the Iranian government basically rejected it, right? North Korea even, wanting to join in that war. Really, World War III has already begun, right? Well, of course, because you're not being deployed to the battlefield just yet, right? That is, why you see the people of this world are still be settled in their lives, right? Still somewhat comfortable, because they do not believe that, things have, because to them things are still, and things still have not gotten as bad as it can possibly be, right? Because we are still in the beginning of sorrows, we are still in the opening stages really of this thing, right? So yeah, man, basically things are about to escalate once again and get worse once again, right? We already know all about that, okay? But like I said, in the times that we're in right now, right, showing me that we are in the end, right? The times that basically everything the prophets of doom, quote unquote, warned our people and warned the people of the world that would happen. It has happened, right? And this is just a little bit of a reminder, an exhortation, right, for all we that are in this truth, right? That we know that the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is not going to abandon or forsake our people in a time like this, right? Because you have so much talk about, oh, the small hearts and how they aren't the actual people. Well, yeah, because they are not, right? They are not the true people. They are not the chosen people, right? The true Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, right? Those are the true Israelites according to the scriptures, and of course the scattered Israelites that have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, that may look like the heathen, right? It is the spirit ultimately that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing, right? The spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the sons, the children of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So this is the book of Romans 1 verse 11. It's like Romans 11 verse 1. I say then, had the Most High cast away his people? God forbid. Can, because that's the big thing that is being pushed in this kingdom right now, especially with what's going on with the state of Israel, because Esau still wants the people of this world to believe that the actual chosen, right, the true chosen are those people that are so-called dwelling in the land of Israel, that they are the real chosen. That's the narrative that is being pushed. Well, of course, we know, right, in this truth that those small hearts in the state of Israel, they are not the actual Israelites, right, but they are Amalek, the children of Esau, Edom, the children of the wicked, right? And we already know who the real Israelites are. Once again, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. That's why you're seeing, reports in the news about how the U.S. is basically calling this conflict between, or this war, Slovakia, between the US, Israel, and Iran, right? A war of Armageddon, a war that will bring in Armageddon, right? Which of course they don't even know what Armageddon is. But yeah, this is going to be one of those. This is going to be the war that will ultimately kick World War III off, right? Because the prophecies are in place. Okay, you have the princes of Arabia, which includes the Persians, right? You have the state of Israel, which of course the least of the flock, right? Drawing out America, Babylon the Great, and drawing out other Edomite nations to fight the war for them. And that's why you're hearing so much talk about US soldiers going to fight these wars for Israel, because this is a part of Bible prophecy. The least of the flock shall draw them out, right? But what about the true nation of Israel? We are done talking about the fake, nation of Israel, the Jewish people. We are talking about the real Israelites right now. Romans 11 verse 1. I say then, had the Most High cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin, right? Because the Apostle Paul was an Israelite, not a Roman, okay? He had Roman citizenship, but he was not a Roman, he was not an Edomite, because the Romans were Edomites. Romans 11 verse 2. The Most High, Yahweh Sham Yahushai, hath not cast away his people which he foreknew. Wot ye not what the scripture saith of Elias, how he maketh intercession to the Most High against Israel, saying, right? Because you have replacement theology and you have these doctrines in the Christian church that basically make it as though that the Most High has chosen the body of believers, quote unquote, these wacky tacky fake plantation Christians, as the new church, the new so-called quote unquote Israel, right? Rather than the actual Israel. You know what the church is, right? Ecclesia, sent out, right? The church is ecclesia, sent out. And the church, of course, refers to the nation of Israel, the Israelites that are in this truth. Once again, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has not yet forsaken our people. And that is what we know. The Most High has not forsaken these people which he foreknew, right? So we already know how this goes, right? Because we already have the knowledge of prophecy, and the fact that we already have knowledge of prophecy already shows that the Most High has not forsaken us, okay? And that even this conflict that was, even this war that we're seeing, even the time of Jacob's trouble that is coming, even the hour of temptation that is coming, the scriptures already say that all these things that we as a people we will overcome them, right? So let's go to the book of Jeremiah 30, right? Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it, right? A day of burning and wasting, right? A day of burning and full of fire, right? A day, where a day where basically, let me go and get some precepts. Let me get some precepts. I completely forgot what I wanted to say. Here it is. Malachi 4 verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day cometh that shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it leave them neither roots nor branch. Right? But Isaiah Malachi 4 verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and you shall grow up as calves of the stall. Come on. Okay. So the wicked shall be destroyed, right? Shall be burned as an oven. So let's go back to Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30 verse 7. And we've already read that. Alas, that day, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Right? So even in the time of our trouble in these last days, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will still deliver us out of it. Right? That we know that the Most High, right? We already have a deliverer, we already have a redeemer in our Lord Yahushai. So we know that our deliverance is sure. Alright, so let's go into some more precepts. Alright, and there was another one I wanted to get, but let me just leave it at that. Let me go into the next precept I want to next precept I wanted to bring out. So this is the book of Isaiah 45, and I'll jump down to verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. That's right. And that's basically what we are hoping for in this truth, right? Where we, even though you see the conflict, the war going on. I don't know why I'm saying conflict. I'm already used to using that term, but the war going on right now, even though we see this thing raging, right? Hey man, in the spirit, I'm very excited seeing what's going on right now as the war is escalating, as things get more and more intense. I recently just heard that Iran just bombed a Vietnamese tanker in the Strait of Hormuz, right? Because they basically planted mines in the Strait of Hormuz. So things are escalating in the war. As things are escalating in the war, right? You get more and more excited because we know what is coming next. Okay, we know that we will be delivered. We already have that faith in the Most High, Yahweh Shami Shai, that come hell, come high water, come what may, we will ultimately be delivered in these last days, right? So we already have that surety. Okay, they already have our salvation is ensured. Right, we already have our salvation, that the fact that our salvation is ensured, okay, our deliverance is ensured. So, or anything that happens in this kingdom, man, hey, we are just waiting for that the return of our Lord Yahushua, which comes after all these prophetic events, after all this hell that you see happen in this kingdom, the wars, Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, so on and so forth, and we know that we will be delivered out of it. So let's go to the book of Psalms 91, right? So this is the book of Psalm 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress. My power, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. And this is the protection that we will receive in these last days from the Most High Yahweh Shami Shai, right? Of course, we already know that you have brothers that will ultimately be martyred and beheaded for this truth, okay? And you also have brothers that will not taste of death and will be delivered and will be protected, kept straight until they get to the chariots. But at the end of it all, we will all be delivered and be saved, right? Beamed up into the chariots and receive the salvation of our Lord, of the Most High Yahweh Shami Yahweh. I almost said our Lord Yahweh there. I don't know what I'm saying. That's the slip of the tongue. Psalms 91 verse 9. Because thou hast made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Alright, so we see the terrors, we see the troubles that is going on in this world, and we know that we are above it. We know that it cannot come to affect us. Like I said, even the men that will ultimately have to give up their lives in this truth, all they will be doing is shedding away their physical bodies and receiving the spiritual, right, instantly. Okay, those that are beheaded, those that are martyred for this truth, they'll receive those new bodies instantly to be a freedom from their mortal coil, like they say in the world. Psalms 91 verse 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. From now, up until the deliverance, as things escalate and things continue to get worse and worse, because they will get worse and worse, right? We know that we have that protection, right, from the Most High Yahweh Shami Shai. So this is the book of, once again, Isaiah 45 verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Because the deliverance of our people at this point, it has because right in the kingdom has no end, right? So once our people are delivered, once our people are in the kingdom, we shall have that eternal paradise in the kingdom. Okay, 45 verse 17. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Can, and this is the same world that is spoken about in the book of John 3 verse 16, right? Cosmos, the orderly arrangement, the world of Israel, okay? Not every other nation, because this deliverance is only for the nation of Israel and only for the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is the deliverance that we as a people, right, the elect of the nation of Israel, the true Israel, the Most High, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai, we are patiently waiting for through the spirit and power of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai. We have nothing to fear of the things that are happening in this world. Let's go to that. We have nothing to fear when it comes to the things that are happening in this world. Revelation 2 verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation unto the 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. God, be thou faithful. Be thou faithful unto death. Okay, so even like I said, no matter what may come our way, and no matter what situation that we may find ourselves in, we will continue to serve the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, in sincerity and in truth, okay? Because we know that our Redeemer liveth, and we know that we will be protected in the times that we're in. We shall not see the evil, okay, that is to befall this kingdom. We shall not see the ultimate destruction of not only of America, but the ultimate destruction, the ultimate judgment of America, Babylon the Great, because you will be beamed up. Alright, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai are not forsaking his people. Okay, so that I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor and glory unto the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Hashem Rakakodash. Wa abad babal and through the Spirit of Yakim and you are quite edified. Shalom.